boarding house in this Wellington Crescent. And my grandmother used to stand at the top of the stairs waiting for the new visitors to come in at the end of each week, you see. And she used to say, "Look at that ugly brute that's coming in." And my mother would say, "No, no, mother, please, you know, keep quiet. This guy, look at him, horrible." And you know, she was genuinely eccentric without realising it. I'd say my grandmother lived with us, and she used to get a small allowance from one of her sons who was in America, and he used to send her a few dollars every month. He was a parson in America.
Wow.
He was a member of the religion called Swedenborgian religion. I don't really have heard of Sweden, but anyway. So she used to wait for this letter to come from America at the end of each month. And she used to lie in wait for this poor unfortunate postman who used to dread coming to the house by then.
Because if he hadn't got one.
Oh yes, yeah. If he didn't have the letter, she'd say, "You brute, where is it?" And I do remember that very well. To get these few dollars and go and change them in the town. And then she was a member of the lending library at Boots. Boots had a lending library then. You paid a few pence and got a book. And she used to cross the road, she just walked straight out into the road. She wouldn't look left, right or centre. And the cars used to pull up, and she'd go, "Boom!" Yes, I do remember that person. And there were 3 cinemas. No, 4. There were 4 cinemas.
Yeah.
And we used to go to the cinema a lot because that was the entertainment that was available.
Yeah.
That and the odd dances. Yes, well, I went to school initially in a secondary modern school at Colindale, which was very crudely set up, and certainly the teachers were very strict disciplinarians. Used to use the cane a lot. In fact, I do remember the geography master, if you got less than 6 out of 10, used to give you the cane across your hand, really hard. And I remember him very well. And then what used to happen, there was no such thing as school dinners or lunches or anything like that. You'd take a few sandwiches, and then a lot of the mothers used to bring little bottles of milk and push them through the iron railings at dinner time to the boys. So we were too far away for that, and I wouldn't enjoy the milk.
What did your mum think of eating you?
It was quite common in those days. And you certainly learned a lot of geography. Because I used to know all the capitals of England off pat. Well, it was good in that respect. It was fear, really. Fear came into it. Anyway, I managed to pass the exam from there to the technical college, which was rather a different world, where people were rather more civilised. And it was the right step forward for me, because you actually started to learn something. And That was Hendon Technical College, which I think is now Northwest University. So I went there for about 2 or 3 years, and during that time I was captain of the cricket team, I remember. We used to play Willesden, our neighbours, and the soccer team. So that was okay, that was a good time. We did move back to Ramsgate during the part of the war as some of the restrictions were eased, and one of my vivid memories was the men coming back in the little boats from Dunkirk, where we lost the huge battle against the Germans, of course, and the little fishing boats went out from Ramsgate Harbour without any guns or anything on them. They were very, very heroic to pick up these men who were wading in the water, and lots of them got drowned, to bring them back to Ramsgate Harbour. And I do remember that they sent out the council sent out an SOS for blankets and clothing. A lot of these men literally had nothing on. They'd been blown injured or blown up almost. So I do recall these men coming ashore, and they were getting wrapped in these blankets that we gave them. It was a very moving experience. And the men that had the fishing boats were very, very brave. Because some of them went more than once. They went back. We're talking about huge numbers of men. We'd been absolutely lost the battle, and they were lying on the beaches at Dunkirk, waiting to be picked up. Well, I think by that time we had a television, and you saw all the sights of people dancing in the streets, and there were street parties everywhere. People set up bits of tables and had eats and drinks and dancing in the streets.
Why in the streets?
Well, because that's the way people got to know each other, wasn't it? It was such a huge relief for everyone.
But wasn't the rationing still going on till the end of the war?
Rationing did go on, yes, you're right. It was quite unnecessary, most of it.
So why did they still have a party?
Well, I mean, the rationing, you weren't starving, but not everything was rationed by that time. It was only stuff that I think we had to get from America. The basic things weren't rationed at that time.